Hello? Hello? Sound test. Anybody there to hear if I'm making sound or not? Hello? Can anybody tell me if the sound is good? Hi, Alinzia. How's my sound? I'm just working on a tweet. Da da da. So many hashtags. Hello. Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing this fine Thursday evening? Beautiful sunny weather outside here. But I am going to say to heck with beauty sunny weather. I'm going to stay inside and play video games. Beautiful sunny weather in the virtual world of Everythingburg as well. Man, we finally got the university built. Smarty Pants you. How is the university doing? Let's see. We are losing thousands of dollars. We're only making 9 grand on tuition fees and we're spending 25 grand. So obviously, I mean, that's why kids today have such high college loans, because universities are so expensive. It's a nice looking university though. I think it's great. We got the little walking path here. Lovely little entryway. We just need to get more people coming in and paying tuition fees. So, and hopefully more kids getting college degrees in the city of Everythingburg will mean that more people will be working in our offices, making fat stacks of cash, driving the economy, and everyone will get more wealthy. Right now, this is the roundabout that I built over the crater. Like, I didn't dig this out. A meteor struck right in here, and we just built a road around the crater, which I think is pretty awesome. Hey, Terrence is here. Hi, Terrence. It is too hot to be outside where you are, says, Arlenzia says. Well, great. Then stay inside and play video games, or watch me play video games, and turn on your air conditioning, and just enjoy a quiet, relaxing evening. I live in Alaska. We don't have air conditioning units here. It's never hot enough to need them. When it gets hot here, it's really just comfortable. It gets up to comfortable in the summertime outside. But I'm going to stay inside and play video games anyway. This roundabout never did really work. It's a mess. I don't feel like playing with traffic, though. I want to do something fun today. We're going to make a new district. We're going to make a new district with houses and commercial zones and places for people to live. Now, when we bought this piece of land so that we could extend the highway over to Crater Island and build the university, we also got a big chunk of land we could build on, and that's what I'm going to do today. Is I'm going to build a whole new area over here. So people in the chat, what should I name the new district? What should I name our brand new living space? Think up some cool names. The area is going to be, it's going to be over here next to Animal Crossing District, I suppose. It's going to be on the coastline. It's going to be across the river from the university. Let's see, do something like that. Too steep. Terrence, you're not lousy at names. You named Animal Crossing District. Which, you know, you named it after a popular video game. I mean, lots of things are named after stuff. Naming streets and areas of town after other things that's a proud tradition. It seems like most things are named after other things. Boats are always named after stuff. I mean, look at one of America's most popular, most populated. That's what I'm trying to say. Not popular. Most populated cities. New York City is named after York City. It is like we couldn't even think of a new name. We sailed across the ocean. We're founding a whole new colony here, whole new country here, and we're like, what should we name this, this important city that everyone is going to see when they sail over here and everything? People are going to write songs about it. It's going to be a big deal. Oh, I don't know. I lived in York over in England for a while. York's a good name. Let's just name it New York. Okay. Like this district could be New Animal Crossing. That's a terrible idea, but that's something. Disgaea District, the district that cannot be pronounced, because I'm playing a ton of Disgaea these days on my Switch and loving Disgaea. That's not a bad idea. Sky's Rim. Oh, that's cool. I have been playing Elder Scrolls Online. They just had a Skyrim, the whole expansion that they just came out with, just is all takes place in Skyrim. So Skyrim is a pretty good name idea, I think. Sky's Rim. Oh, computer's thinking. Thinky, thinky, thinky. Thinky, thinky, thinky. Okay, Sky's Rim is a clever... It's a clever take on the Skyrim name. Sky's Rim. The rim of the sky. I like that a lot. Later, I'd like to tie this in over here so we have more than just one way in and out. But this'll work for now. Alright. I think I'm gonna go with Sky's Rim. The upper, lower, eastern, west side. That could be a real that could be a real thing somewhere, but no. I like Sky's Rim. I'm gonna go with that. Sky's Rim sounds great. Oh man, I can never find it. Oh, I just want to do this. Okay. Now, let's see. Since we're on the coast, seems like usually waterfront property is expensive and high-end, classy. On the other hand, we're across the river from the university, and college kids don't have much money. But they'll probably be staying in the dormitories anyway, so maybe they don't need to live here. So I'm thinking it should be a kind of nice area, kind of classy. Let's set up. I'm thinking high density. I'd like to see some high density buildings in here. Have this go just straight up here. Because I'd like to really ramp up the population. In order for the city to really grow and expand, we need to have a lot more people living here. Of course, I mean, well, you can have fancy high-end luxury apartments. So that could still work. This is not a fancy subdivision with all kinds of curvy roads and everything. This is gonna be maximum efficiency. We're just gonna squeeze them in a grid pattern. I mean, I like to have cities have interesting areas that have curved roads and everything that aren't just straight lines. But on the other hand, parts of every city, I think, should just be grids and be efficient, and I think that's fine. I think it's good to have a mix of both. Lay in the piping for plumbing. People love their drinking water and running toilets. Okay, we got water covering this whole area, like places I'm not even planning on building right away, but we'll probably build in all of this land eventually, so it doesn't hurt to get it all plumbed now. Preparing for future growth. And there's really no... It costs bumpkus to maintain those pipes or build those pipes, so no harm in setting them up already. We could have power coming right from the tsunami district. if we hooked up our roads to it, this one doesn't need to be a big 3-lane multi-road dealie. Actually, this area right here could just be a little curvy-wurvy subdivision thing, just like the Tsunami District is. And hook into the roundabout that way, and then we can have power connecting through there. Nothing wrong with power lines, but if we could avoid them, that would be better. Power lines are obviously very useful, functional things, but they're a bit of an eyesore. If you can avoid using them, that would be ideal. This isn't going to need to be a big double, triple lane doohickey either. Let's just make this. We'll just send this out here for now. And then if we put some residentials in here. And all along here, power should percolate over that way. And then we could do something like this. And then we could have power. We could fill this in, and power could come all along these zones. As soon as they get built in, as soon as they actually build some structures there. And you know what we're going to need? We always need schools. Let's put schools. Could put them right along there. Elementary school, high school. And like I always do, a fire department right by them. We'll need fire department over here for this new area anyway. Right, let's throw in a police station over here too for this new district, just to make sure we've got everything nice and close. And a hospital, but let's put the hospital a little bit further away from the school. You know what? I'm probably just going to build power lines anyway. It'd be nice to avoid them, but put a crematorium right there. Child care and elder services care. All the medical needs will be covered right there. I always feel a little bad putting a crematorium right next to the hospital. It's like you look out the window and there's a big sign like, hey, if they can't cure you, you're coming over here. Like, that's not very reassuring. That's not comforting. It's not too comforting to put it right next to the old folks' home either. Might make people nervous. Okay, let's go ahead and do all that. We don't have a lot of residential demand, though. Realistically, what I need to do is build some commercial first, so that people will want to come in. Yeah, that's true, Alencia. The rich kids can get areas, get houses here, and be close to the university and their fancy homes. We're going to need some commercial. Maybe before I put in across the street, this could be commercial. I like that. But now I'm rethinking this whole roundabout. Now, well, you know what we could do? Yeah, you know what we can do? Oh, just had to think about it for a little bit. But we can put... Whoa, that's way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's make some space. Ah, roundabouts are so big. Be smaller. I could make it by hand, then I could make it smaller, but... Oh, and now it's too steep? Ah, jeez. Frustrating. What if I just do this? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to do it by hand. Oh man, everybody makes fun of me when I do it by hand. I'm not great at understanding where all the lanes and everything go, but you know what? We're gonna figure it out. Because I want to have commercial over here, residential over here, and so we're gonna have a commercial area. We're gonna have a commercial road. We'll have this go down here, maybe. And we're gonna hook that up to the highway. And we're gonna do that with on and off ramps. Oh, hey, that's no problem, Terrence. I do lots of work while watching a stream or a YouTube video in the background. You just do what you got to do. I'm just glad you're here. Glad you're here. That looks pretty good. I think this looks, this looks great. Very professional. But it gets harder. It gets a lot harder. Now this doesn't need to be a full four-way one. We're just having one shot come off here to go into this subdivision. So... oh, that's hard because we're already going uphill, so it's got to go up very fast. And then around here. And then oh, this is awful. There we go. Well, it's not smaller than the official one. Let's see. A spaghetti bowl rather than a roundabout. Yeah, my streets are very spaghetti-ish. Well, that roundabout is going to work. It's not a roundabout, just on-off ramps. Is all it is. But they will be effective. They will be effective. I could hook this into this roundabout. I wonder if I should do that. Or, you know, an interesting idea I have. I am going to make another tunnel, which will hopefully not have traffic backed up for miles underground in a terrifying manner. But let's... like the last tunnel I did. Oh no, I'm out of money! I can't build the great tunnel. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, we haven't been out of money in forever. Wow, I got so used to having money coming out my butt that I didn't even pay attention to it. I stopped even looking at it. This city, Everythingburg was pretty wealthy there for a while. Alright, well, let's throw in some commercial zones. Best way to make more money is to just get more people to come live here and pay taxes. Come to Everythingburg and pay us taxes. Yeah, exactly. Time to get those rich kids. get their rich parents to pay for living in this city. Sorry I'm eating some food, everybody. I know that's a terrible thing to do on stream, but I didn't have time to get dinner before the stream started, and I am starving. So let me know if the chewing is obnoxious. I'll try to be careful about it. I have never, I have never used a cheat code in Cities Skylines. But Terrence, I mean, I'm sure there is a cheat code. I'm sure you're right. There's a mod for it that gives you unlimited money or something. One of the problems with the money right now is that it fluctuates so much. Like right now we're making 21,000, but we were at like minus 7,000 earlier, so it's kind of it's hard for me to tell if the city's doing well or not financially when the money keeps going up and down. Right now, look, 34,000, 35,000. Right now, money is flowing in. Maybe not enough to build another ridiculous tunnel, but something. Let's see. Let's make this all part of the same Sky's Rim district. And let's go ahead and make this official. Okay. Sky's Rim. The district of Sky's Rim. And let's encourage... Yeah, smoke detectors are already on. Let's encourage recycling. Let's encourage parks and recreation and education right across from the university. We gotta support education. And let's not get crazy. I do want to have let's have a book fair and put in a library. And recycle plastic. Okay, and let's see here. Encourage biking might be fun. Oh, let's do high-tech housing. And, yeah, that sounds good. Let's... maybe we just start at that. Let's just start at that. Sky's Rim. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of nice policies here. Okay. And now we're up to over 100,000 monies. Oh, yeah, Alencia, you are right. I need to drink water too. It's important to stay hydrated. Although it's very important to stay hydrated where you are. When it's 100 degrees outside, even if you do have air conditioning inside, you need to be careful if you go outside. You need to drink extra water when you're hot. Everybody needs to stay hydrated. It's good advice for everybody. We aren't getting a lot of extra demand. Residential demand is going up a little, But I'm going to throw in some high-density residential buildings, and it's going to satisfy that demand instantly. But I guess there's nothing to do except, you know, put it in, have the demand suddenly bomb again, but the houses will fill up, and then we'll have demand for commercial, and we'll just do it a little bit at a time. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a park right there. And let's put in some high residential zoning. And then, oh hey, the academic year for my university. 300 students left. Maybe they graduated. We created some academic works. The Eternal Cake. Self-replicating cake will be the solution for many companies struggling with employees' well-being depending on cake supply. And something about improving traffic, which would be great. But eternal cake? Never-ending cake? My gosh, that's the greatest invention of all time. The university is benefiting mankind. We're making lives better for human beings everywhere. Where did that post office go? Oh yeah, it's in mass transit, isn't it? I never remember the post office is in mass transit. I guess because mail cars are kind of mass transit. That doesn't seem very mass transit-y. Anyway, let's put a post office in here. Bam! And a library. We've got that book fair policy, which won't do any good without a library to take advantage of it. And let's throw in another park. We have a park right there, I know, but put kind of a lot of parks in here. That should work. And then, yep, commercial demand is going up now because we've got more people. I'm surprised that residential demand is going up too, so maybe I overestimated how it was going to plummet after I put in some houses. We'll put in some more housing zones. And, oh man, I need to hook up the tunnel so I can see where I can build more commercial zones. Where can we put in more offices? The cake is not a lie. Our university invented never-ending cake. It's going to revolutionize pastries worldwide. The cake is real. That could be a district name. Man, the bridge is really bright. You know, it doesn't seem like a terribly big bridge when I'm zoomed out in God mode looking at it from way up above, but when you look at it like this, that is one long bridge. Just kind of waiting for it to be daytime again. I want to make sure that we get through the night without losing a bunch of money, because during the night is when income goes way down or expenses go way up, I guess. Something happens. I'm really worried about how the traffic is going to be over here. So far it's fine, but we haven't really developed it very much yet. Ooh, commercial demand is going way up. Well, let's go ahead and start building. Let's go ahead and start building that tunnel. or continue building the tunnel. We've built it already. Some poor slob is driving in here and finding out it's a dead end and just crashing into the the road over there. Okay, let's have the tunnel come up right there. And then go like that. Now we cut the power lines. Whoopsie doodle. There we go. Okay, you got your power back. Everything's fine. So there, with the tunnel coming out right there, we can go ahead and add another road. Say right here. Okay, yeah. And we can squeeze in a bunch more, whoops. We can squeeze in a bunch more commercial buildings all along here. There we go. I wonder if that should have been a roundabout, maybe. Oh well. Too late now. Okay, residential demand is really high. You know, I'm going to make this whole area here with the library something nice. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to make this pretty. First of all, let's get a bike path going. Let's have a bike path start all the way over here where the city services are. I just love putting in little bike paths and walking paths and stuff. Okay. And we are going to have to bulldoze a few people's houses. Sorry, everybody. I mean, you knew the risks when you moved in here. Surely everybody knows that your houses and everything, Bird, could be bulldozed at any moment to put in a bike trail. The mayor does that literally all the time. I like how the bike trail is a little wibbly wobbly. I think that's nice. Maybe it's a little too sharp right there. It's going up that kind of steep hill, which is unfortunate, but oh well. And hey, we could have it come down here and connect up to this sidewalk area. That might be kind of nice. And then in here, I want to put in a park area. Maybe the first thing I need to do is flatten the terrain a little bit. Well, that's probably not good. I should have it flattened compared to the road it's on. Maybe this is better. That might be better. Okay, and then Ooh, there we go. I can put in a nice big park right there. And we could make the walking trail hook up to it. Biking and walking trail, I should say. Oh, it's a little steep. I do that a lot. Wonder if I can just smooth that out a little bit. Just smooth it out. Smooth it out a lot. Oh man! Oh, what happened? Oh, I think I broke it. I think I broke it. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's try this again. The problem was I had the brush strength on a little too high. Needed to go a little more gently than it did. Oh, but hey, that I think is pretty good. That I think is pretty good. So now, oops. Not only can you take your bike from any of these areas, I mean, even if you like live over here, you can bike along the sidewalk. Oh, whoops. I forgot to put an on-ramp here for the neighborhood. There we go. Just had to bulldoze another house, as I am wont to do. Okay, so now even if you live like down here, you ride your bike along the sidewalk here, bike up onto the trail, and then you can bike over here. You can go through the park and then get to the public library right there. You can go down here and go to the high school or elementary school over there. You can keep on going, and we'll put some more connections over here. I think that's great. All neighborhoods should be designed with biking trails, especially expensive, fancy ones. Oh, demand for industry is starting to go up. We should be able to satisfy that by building offices, though, so we don't have to put in polluting, ugly industrial buildings. We can put in offices for all of those kids who are graduating from our university to go work at those fancy offices and get office jobs, and that could work out really well. We'll have the bike trail go over the highway and connect up down here in the commercial area, so you can even bike to work. How great is that? You can even bike to work. Okay. Except for all the buildings we had to bulldoze, I think that went very well. Oh, which road would you not want to be on, Valencia? I think I fixed them all. Or did you mean the insanely long tunnel? I would get nervous being underground that long in the tunnel. It would bother me, for sure. But the computer-simulated people who live in the city don't mind. They are not programmed to be afraid or claustrophobic. Thank goodness. Let's see, we need to put another park in over here, I'm sure. You know, let's put a park right next to where you come out of the tunnel. So that as soon as you come out of the tunnel, there's some nice open air in that park area. That's probably nice. The one that a bird bird took a big chomp. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, when I was putting in the over here by the park. Yep. That was that was a problem. I fixed it though. We're fine now. You know, a parking garage might be good too. If I'm, yeah. When you got all these commercial buildings, somewhere to park is probably a great idea. I think part of the appeal of this game is designing the kind of city that I would want to live in. And the city I live in real life, the downtown area has no parking. It's one of those situations where you gotta parallel park and put money in the meter, or park in one of those lots that you gotta pay at. And it's not the end of the world, but it's not great. I would rather the city have plenty of free parking. Oh, that's lame. You know what, let's get rid of that whole thing. That's, we have room here we could put in. I don't know, actually, if these parking lots I build are free. There's, I imagine they're free. I'm just gonna role play in my head that these are free parking places. I think I think they're free. There's no tool in the game to set their price, though. Okay, there we go. And let's rejigger this intersection, because this is an intersection for a parking lot. Let's tell people that are not coming from the parking lot to just go. Yeah. That should work. And just to make things nice, let's put in some decoration. This goes back to just kind of creating a pretty city, the dream city. Like, the game doesn't give you any bonuses for putting in trees like this or beautifying the area. Remember, Lindsay and I even did an experiment a few episodes back where we tried to see if the trees would soak up some of the pollution, and they didn't. But I still want to put trees in, just because if this was a city I lived in, I would like to think that along the bike trail and parking area here, there'd be some trees, and it'd be kind of pretty and nice. And I think it looks better. There's not a lot you can do about these giant buildings all around it, but the trees break up all the concrete and everything. Just makes it a nice little area. Oh, grass is growing through the cement there. Well, that'll break up all the concrete too, I guess, literally. Let's accelerate time until we get to morning, when we can have some sunlight and see what the heck we're doing. No, you're right, Alencia. Where I live, there is lots of tourism in the summertime, which surely accounts for some of all the parking downtown. I'm sure a lot of the tourists come up here and rent cars and park them downtown, because that's where all the tourist attractions are. All the shops, I mean, it's the heart of the city, so and all the hotels and everything are down there. And I'm sure they're just one more reason why you can never find a parking space. But we need tourism. Tourism's an important part of our economy, so I'm not complaining. You know, thank goodness they come up here and spend some money. Of course, this year, That's all out the window this year with COVID. Not much traffic on the road, and parking is pretty easy to find right now. Not that I'm going down. I went downtown a little while ago and did a Pokemon hunt from the car. And when I did walk out of the car to get to a good gym or Pokemon stop, I was wearing my mask, of course. But there's plenty of parking downtown right now. And not any tourism because of COVID. So that's going to be a problem for a lot of people whose businesses depend on tourism. It's a tough situation. So I want to put in some offices to satisfy that industrial demand. We've created a huge commercial area down here. I had wanted this to all be residential. Oh, you know what we could do? We could have offices by the on the coast. You know, that would be a really pretty place to work. Have your office overlooking the water, the river. That would actually be kind of cool. I mean, if you have to be stuck inside in an office, at least having an amazing view like that could be pretty good. Let's put in some offices here. Put in some offices all along there. Nice little plaza right there. Here's the restaurant. Let's put in one of these restaurants on the water. So when you're on your lunch break from the giant offices that are hopefully going to move in there, you can come down to this restaurant on the water for lunch. I think that would be fun. Yeah, I'm not going to put in power lines. It'll get there. The power will get there eventually. Oh, the Disney theme parks profits are down 95%. Oh, man. Yeah, I wouldn't go to a big crowded amusement park during the COVID thing. I mean, even a mask isn't going to help you. I mean, I've never been to Disneyland or Disney World. It would be kind of an expensive trip coming from Alaska. But I mean, you couldn't help but touching dirty things and stuff. Maybe literally, you know, bumping elbows with other people. And everything you touch is going to have been touched by a million other people. So even wearing a mask isn't going to save you. I would be scared to go there, but on the other hand, I would hate for Disneyland to shut down because, of course, the Disney company probably has enough money that they can keep the parks afloat. Or I don't know. I mean, just because they're a giant company doesn't mean they have money sitting in the bank to cover a emergency like this. Even giant, you know, billion, trillion-dollar companies could be living paycheck to paycheck. I suppose it's entirely possible. If you make $1 billion every month and you spend $1 billion every month, you don't have any money going into savings for an emergency. So I don't have any idea if they have money in. I hope they've been putting money in savings. Okay, well, it's getting to be quitting time. Oh, Tampa, Florida. That would be a nice trip, Valencia. One of these days. Well, guys, I think we did pretty good. Sky's Rim The residential area is not nearly as big as I wanted it to be, but we put in all this road work, which actually, even though these on and off ramps are ridiculously long and the tunnel is ridiculously long, I think I'm actually pretty happy with the roads. They're long, but none of them are at scary like 90-degree right angles or I mean they don't look stupid to me. Sometimes when I make my own roundabouts or on off ramps, the roads come in at sharp angles and just look dangerous and bad. These don't look dangerous. They look like gentle curves that you could drive safely. The commercial area down here is actually pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with the commercial area. I wish these buildings would grow more, but that'll take time. But I like the I like my little parking area here with the trees and the. I really like this bike path. I always get so excited for these bike paths. It's silly, but I think the idea of being able to live over here and bike all the way down here to your job, I just think that's neat. Without having to cross any streets. When I'm biking in the city, I hate stopping for intersections and stopping for cars. I mean, obviously, you have to stop for cars, because if a car and a bike collide, the car will win. But I think it's a much more pleasant bike ride if there's an overpass where you never have to worry about traffic. You know, car traffic. So, and look at that. There's somebody right now riding their bike over the highway. There's a couple people. See, my citizens are using it. They love it. It all goes into building that city that I would want to live in myself. So anyway, I think Sky's Rim is off to a good start. You know, with just a little more time, we'll flesh out the rest of this area with buildings. Oh, the office area by the coast is looking really nice. That came in pretty quickly, too. That was the last thing I did, I think. I don't know what that car is doing. That's weird. But so, all in all, I'm really happy with Sky's Rim. I think this is a really nice-looking neighborhood. I think it's going to be a fine addition. And ultimately, it's just going to kind of meld. It already does. It already melds in with the Tsunami District and the Animal Crossing District. So, instead of feeling like a separate chunk of the city over here, Sky's Rim is just kind of connected to everything really nicely and well. I am very happy with it. I'm very happy with what we did today. Alright. Oh, Terrence, you did the chapter where Alinzia's an NPC in your solo D&D story game. That's cool. That's cool. Solo RPGs. That's such a neat idea. As someone who enjoys writing, it's interesting to think about taking your writing, but also using D&D tools and mechanics to help kind of randomize what happens in your story in the world. It's an interesting idea. I kind of want to do it myself. You've inspired me, Terrence. Anyway, thank you, Alinzia, Terrence, and anybody who watched and just didn't chat. Tune in again next Thursday, 5 o'clock Alaska time, for more City Skylines. Probably continue fleshing out Sky's Rim, and then maybe do more work on the university area if I have time. I want to fill in Crater Island more too. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you and good night. Yeah, Terrence, I think, yeah, the writing is what makes it fun. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That's cool. I hope you're here next week too, Terrence. Bye, Lindsay.